Okay, this is the last episode of season 1. It's episode 22, I Dream of Feeny. Welcome back. Thanks for being here. If you're so inclined, hit that like and subscribe button. Either way, I'm glad you're here. Let's get into it. The episode where they're using the blender and they don't use the lid and it makes a mess, and Amy walks in and Corey's like, back me up, Sean. I wanted to use the lid. I was lid boy. Amy walks in and walks right back out. Why do we have to learn about geography? I'll just be like my dad and drive around until we find it. Oh, the boys are scheming. How do we get out of this? How do we get out of this test tomorrow? And Corey's like, come on, Mr. Feeny, cough. And he doesn't, as he watches him from across the yard. So they do get a substitute teacher. And while she doesn't know about the test, as they kind of, let Minkus know, don't say anything. Then they go, we're supposed to write a short poem. Well, she's a poetry major. We're going to go over the first 1,600 lines of Beowulf. Topanga tells the boys about force of will, power of the mind. And now he knows that Mr. Feeny's in the hospital and Minkus is not feeling good. And now Sean is freaked out. Don't look at me, man. And now Corey's freaked out. Corey's mom, Amy, says, yes, people can get better just because they want to or they think they can. And he's like, can the opposite happen too? And now he's like telling Eric, I have the power to make people sick. And of course Eric says, well, I know that. That's why I sleep with a barf bag. Corey asks for a sign that Mr. Feeny will be okay. And he looks out the window and sees his little Mr. Feeny's duck windmill going and it falls over. Corey has a dream that he killed Mr. Feeny. Alan lets him know that he knows what it's like to be the kid in the back of the class saying, I'm never going to need this. And says, your nightmares are a manifestation of your guilt. You created them, you can control them. All the manifestation Feeny's laughing in the kitchen was great. So Corey goes to see Mr. Feeny in the hospital. The nurse walks in. Is this your grandson? No, no way. Oh, I can't die, Mr. Matthews. I have too many students left untaught. You mean like me? Especially you. In a strange way, you've kept me alive. I like that when Corey's leaving. He says, Mr. Feeny, thank you. And Mr. Feeny says, for what? And Corey says, I don't know yet. I like that Corey's trying to fix the duck. And Mr. Feeny's planting the geranium. And Corey's like, you're putting that in the ground? Oh, yes. It has the ability. It could grow really well as long as no one wishes it ill. In credit scene clip, they're trying to light a light bulb with their mind. Sean, Corey, Topanga, and Minkus. And Minkus is like, the only thing you can get them to do is if they actually really want something. And they both go, and Minkus disappears. But Topanga doesn't notice. Okay, so after listening to the podcast, just a few points. I feel them on the haven't been able to sleep well in years vibe. Car phones were a huge thing. All the rage, like for real. Minkus's People by Sean imitation was the best. And yes, Will is Perception Boy, and I agree he needs a shirt of him and Hulk Underoos saying that. I agree. Eric was oddly excited about Feeny being cut up in surgery, and it is weird. It was kind of like out of character for Corey to speak so rudely to the sub teacher. I have to agree. And to Indy thinking Feeny had died. And I do agree with Danielle saying that, boy meets girl wouldn't be the last episode, because her thoughts on this is that Corey and Feeny was a central part of this show, so kind of rounds it out from the beginning of this season to the end of this season. And I, for one, love the multiple Feenys laughing in the kitchen. I didn't think that was creepy. I thought it was hilarious. And they are taking a hiatus for Christmas, So I hope everybody has an awesome holiday. And I'll see you back here in the new year for more Boy Meets World. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. And video dismissed.